Okay, since this is my first live stream on YouTube, once I post it up, I will. Once I post it as a regular video, I'll go ahead and put the timestamp into when I actually start regripping my club, so you don't have to sit here through all this, me figuring out how everything works and what's going on here. But if the second viewer in here works in the submarine, you're not supposed to be in here. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm doing tonight is I'm regripping my driver with a new grip. My driver grip is going kaput, and I'm upgrading or upsizing from a mid-size to trying a jumbo grip. And I didn't want to buy a whole set of jumbo grips for all of my set, for my entire set, and regrip everything without having tried it once. So I'm going to put it on my driver, and I'll get out and play a couple rounds with it this weekend and see how that goes. I upsized to mid-size, I don't know, several years ago, and they just feel better in my hands and see some better results. So what do you need to regrip with an air compressor? The reason I want to do air compressor is I hate using tape and solvent and just making a mess. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is pull the old one off and push the new one on, and they stay tight. You don't need tape. Pretty sure that the only reason people use tape for regripping is historical purposes, because if grips in the olden days were literally leather wrapped, then you had to use some kind of adhesive. You had to tape it down. So, and that just hung on. But rubber grips don't need it. You don't tape your bike handles. At least I don't think you do. I don't know anybody that does. If you replace your bike grips, you don't put tape down. So I didn't want to use tape, so I bought an air compressor, and I do it that way. So what do I need? I have a little vise here, just a cheap little thing that I connect onto my work desk here. You can get like for, I don't know, $1, I think it was, or 60 cents. It's these rubber grips that you can, you put a shaft in, a golf shaft in, club shaft, and clamp it down, and that secures the club. So first thing I'm going to do is, well, I'll move my stool. Hopefully everyone can hear me fine. I'm going to mount, I don't know, probably can't see it. I'll move it out here. It doesn't matter if you can see it actually, but mount my vise. Oh, first things first. Need a compressor. I have a Makita. It's really quiet. I should probably get my golf club too. I'm going to let that shut off before I really get into this here. Perfect. Okay, so this is the little shaft holder. It's rubberized, so you don't damage your shaft. So many double entendres in golf. It just snaps onto your club like this, and you just slide it down till it's snug. And then this just fits in the vise like that, and it holds your club shaft tight. So what I try to do, I'll do it from this angle here, is try to line it up so that when I put it in the vise, the face is square, right? It just makes it easier to line up the grip if you care about that. I don't really care too much about that, about lining up, whether it's logo up, logo down. I don't, doesn't matter to me. Let's see, slide it down a bit. Is anybody watching work on a submarine? You can just type I in the chat. Okay, make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, so this is probably the third grip I've done on this club. When I first started doing this, I cut the original grips off. All the old tape was on there. It took forever. I soaked them in solvent and I stripped all the old tape off. And so I had just like bare, smooth, clean shaft, just like I just bought the shaft. Later dawned on me when I did a set of clubs for my wife that you don't have to do that. You can leave the tape on there as long as it's not all lumpy. You can just cut the grip off. You just use a hook blade, cut it and pull it right. It comes right off. You just leave the tape on. And in some instances, it's easier if the tape's on. It's a really slick. It's kind of a slick surface, and the grip will just blow right onto the shaft with the tape on it. And it also kind of helps if you're really used to and you're sensitive enough that you can feel that extra layer of tape. If that makes a difference to you, so be it. It works. So this grip has already been blown on. The shaft is clean, so it should just blow right back off. What you need is just a standard. You can get a sharper one, but you just need a standard little nozzle on the end of your air compressor. There is something to note. You don't want too much air pressure at the tool. I think you want it down about, I think it's supposed to be down around 45 or 50. I ran 50, I think. If you run too much air pressure, and I'll show you this in a second. That should be good. If you put too much pressure to the tool, when you put it in, just the slightest amount of pressure at the base of the grip, or at the end of the grip here that's closest to the club head, will shut off the airflow, and you can actually blow these things up. And I've had, when I was blowing on standard grips, I had some, if you remember the company Pier, made Pier grips. They were like a really soft rubber, and they would blow up like a balloon, and I almost exploded one the first time I tried doing this. But the Golf Pride Tour Velvet that I'm putting on here are really thick. They don't tend to do that, but it's still hard to get them on if you apply even just the slightest amount of too much pressure on the end. It's hard to get them on, and they can develop bubbles. So I'm rambling, but whatever. Okay, so nozzle, stick it in the, you ever wonder what the little hole is on the end of the grip? Now you can feel immediately, as soon as I hit the air, I can feel the grip expand in spots and disengage from the shaft. So grip's off. If it's still a good grip, I can reuse it on another club. This one's, I had some grip issues, like literally my hand grip issues, and I developed a little worn out spot. Probably why I sucked for a good portion of the summer, but whatever. And, oh, I guess I did leave tape on this. I don't know, you can kind of see it. You can just see a little bit of tape. Oh, how do you do this? Whatever. A little bit of tape right here. So that's it. That's taking the old grip off. So let's look at the new grip. Some little tips and tricks. There's really not a lot. It is, do you want the logo up? I put the logo up. You just want to get it started, so I start on the bottom, and then I just pull the top on. I did not practice this before, and I haven't done this in a couple months, so hopefully I don't look like a total imbecile. Nothing like a non-handy guy teaching you handyman things. Okay, so you just have to get it started. And sometimes they go right on like super fast, and sometimes it takes a little second, but get that lined up. Well, and then I blew the end off of it. All right, get that started again. There we go. Okay, just get it started. It's whistling at me. Pretty soon it'll start farting at me probably. That's it. It's done. And because I don't have any adhesive on the inside, if I don't like the way it's lined up, like it looks like it's a little bit off. If I really care about where the line is at, I said I didn't care, but I don't want it to be like egregiously off. Just a little air, and you can move them around pretty easily. Get it all lined up. And there we go. That is literally it. That is all there is to regripping your clubs. Now, people will ask me, well, aren't you worried the grip is going to slide or come loose or whatever, twist on the course when you're swinging it? Not a bit. You could take this out right now, swing it as hard as you want, and that grip is not coming off. You couldn't pull that off. You could roll it off, but you can't pull it off, especially not with a regular golf grip and a swing. So there you have it. I've told people I regripped my wife's, the last regrip set that I did was my brother-in-law's. I think I did his. They were super old, and they crumbled. They were that old, so they crumbled, and I had to like peel them apart, pick them apart to get them off. But my wife's set, blew them off, blew them on, the whole thing. It takes me maybe 10 minutes to do my whole set. 14, 15, 16 clubs, whatever it is. I know it's only 14 in the bag, but I have clubs that kind of rotate in and out of the bag. So that's it. This club's good to go. And that's all you need to do. So anyways, thanks for watching. I know it's a short one, just trying out the live thing. I've got some concepts, some ideas coming up for what I want to do with live streaming on YouTube related to YouTube golf. And I got some other YouTube channels lined up that I want to talk to and have some conversations about, just about golf and people's stories in golf and stories and discussions about their channels and what they do and don't like and what does and doesn't work and kind of what their experience has been and their journey's been. So if you're interested in that, stick around. I'm sure you'll see those. If you have ideas of channels or folks, or you have a channel yourself and you'd be interested in participating, I will include my email is mikegolfsoregon@gmail.com. I think it's already in the description of the live feed here, whatever you call it. I don't know, what do we call them? Go live, whatever it is. It'll be in there, and reach out, and love to talk golf. And if you love to talk golf, we can do it on here. So, all right, thanks guys. I don't know how to end this. Probably this button. There it is. See ya.